Hello, my learners. Welcome to our today's lesson. My name is Teacher Jonathan, and this is EasyElimu Learning Simplified. In our lesson for today in Grade 4 Mathematics, we will be working with properties of shapes. Properties of shapes. And today we'll be dealing with the properties of a square. Properties of a square. In our previous lesson, we identified the line of symmetry. And we said the line of symmetry can divide the shape into two equal parts. Now, join me as you pair up to identify this shape. What is the name of this shape in our pairs? What is the name of this shape in our pairs? Learners, the smaller one in yellow in color. What is the name of this shape? Victoria. What is the name of this shape? It is a square. Now, this square, I've just brought a bigger size one of the same shape. And I want us to look at the properties of this shape. And as we look for the properties, first, we measure the sides. Each side has how many centimeters? So, we can call this side A, B, C, and D. We can label them as that. So this side, I can call it A. I can call this one B, C, and D. And we measure the length of those sides, all of them. That is one exercise that I want us to do. And we'll do this one in our groups. Now, can we start from A, B? Have you labeled your sides as A, B, C, and D? We have said this one is A, this one is B, this one is C, and this one is D. Have you labeled the same in your groups? Now, after you do so, measure the length. Measure the length of each side. Measure using the ruler. We learned how to use the ruler to measure the length. And this one is 28 centimeters. 28 centimeters. 28 centimeters. AB is 28 centimeters. So I can proudly come here and try to trace it. Just I've said in your square like this. Remember, a square we said all sides are equal. So I've said label it as A, B, C, and D. And I've said measure the side. After measuring AB, from our measurement, AB, we've said is 28 centimeters. That is what we have seen. Now, can you measure also in your group BC? We see what is the length of line BC as I measure mine. I will also be measuring line BC. It also has 28 centimeters. Line BC, from my end, I've gotten 28 centimeters. What about your group, Victoria? What about your group? Centimeters. What about your group? You've seen also 28 centimeters. Now, can you measure line CD? Line CD. I'll also be measuring my line CD. My line CD, using my ruler, also shows it is 28 centimeters. 28 centimeters. So line CD is also 28 centimeters. Finalize with the last one, 28 centimeters. And the last one, now I don't want to assume it is 28 centimeters, but let us measure the length of that other line. And the length of the other line is also 28 centimeters. The length of the other side, line AD, is 28 centimeters. So, property number one from what we have learned. Who can give us the property number one? Jen. Property number one is all lines in a square are equal. All lines in a square are equal. That is property one. All lines are equal. All lines are equal. That is very key. For it to be a square, all lines are equal. Good. Let us observe another feature. And how will we observe it? This one we had done in our previous lesson when we are looking at the lines of symmetry. Can you kindly confirm how many lines of symmetry does a square have? And by so doing, you will do what? You will fold the paper into 2 equal parts. Fold your square paper cutout. So we'll have, that is one line of symmetry. This side is equal to this side. So that is one line of symmetry. I can also fold again this other side. This side is also giving me equal proportion. So I have 2 lines of symmetry. I fold this way also. Good. This side is also equal to this side, and I can also fold it again. Now this side is the last one. This side is equal to this. So a square has how many lines of symmetry? We can also count them. You can see them. You can trace. We have 1, we have 2, we have 3, and we have 4. So a square has 4 lines of symmetry. A square has 4 lines of symmetry. 4 lines of symmetry. That is another feature we can confirm very well. A square has 4 lines of symmetry. Another feature I would also like us, we observe it very, very well. It is about the angles. In our previous lessons, we learned how to trace angles using our right-angled paper cutout. And the same we used, I will use it to trace the angles of this square. That square, this angle A, this is angle C is right angle. The other side, angle B, I'm tracing. Angle B is also right angle because it can fit. Angle A is also a right angle, and the last one is angle D. Angle D, it is also a right angle. So that is a feature number 3. Who can tell us this feature? Jen, all angles are equal. A square has all angles equal. That is another feature. Feature number 3, all angles are equal. That is a unique feature. All angles are equal. We have said all lines are equal, all angles are equal, and not only equal, right angles. They are all equal and right angles. Let me add that as number 4. They are all right angles. Right angles. Not only being equal, but they are right angles. That is our final feature that we have observed from this square. Learners, you can repeat the same again. What you've done, you can repeat it. You confirm what we've gotten from this paper cutout is the same things that you have. And by so doing, now you will understand how a square looks like. Just from a point of look, you can say all lines are equal. That is a square. All lines, it has 4 lines of symmetry. By folding it, that is also a square. All angles are equal. That is also a square, but they are right angles, and you will have come up with a square. Now, let us try this task. Identify all squares in the following. Our task is here. Our task, identify squares. Identify square shapes. Identify only square shapes. Identify only square shapes. Number 1, you identify whether this is a square. Number 2, we are identifying whether we have a square here. Number 3, we are identifying squares only. They can either be 1, they can either be 2, they can either be 3 or 4. Identifying squares only. Also this be a square? Confirm using the properties that we have learned. whether this is a square or not. You can also confirm, number 5, whether this is also a square. And the last one, you confirm which is a square by observing the properties of a square. Learners, you can still continue doing more practice. Just when you go home, you can trace using the paper cutout of a right angle on the features. Maybe you can go to the door, you trace it, and you also try to identify all features of a square. How will you do it? Just pick a block, trace it on a paper, try to fold, try to measure all sides and see whether it is a square or not. Hope you've enjoyed the lesson. Let us meet again in the next lesson.